Welcome back to Here with Goldberg. Today we'll be talking about the high-level ideas of Vivek Ramaswamy. So I was going to address this person some time ago, but I figured permit it to marinate, evolve for a time. If you're too early to a subject, then all the Fox News consumers will stream in and start shaking their fingers. Well, he actually has this new, wholly unrealistic policy proposal that's going to defeat the woke left. And it's truly obnoxious. But as far as politics are concerned, he was a relative unknown until 2021. I should point out quickly, he had some connection to George Soros's brother and a foundation. Basically, did a fellowship if you're a high achieving immigrant son. But instead of just owning that and going, hey, it was an experience, I don't endorse Soros or his schemes, he has to turn around and realize that he's appealing to the lowest common denominator, boomer type. And so he said, oh, he was trying to get it off his Wikipedia page. So it's either a typical political maneuver, which is cover up your past, or maybe he has tremendous contempt for the folks he's seeking to have vote for him. You know, the dude went to Yale Law School. He is some kind of entrepreneur, made a lot of money. You can't be stupid enough to believe the stuff that you say. So there is certainly an element of, I know these individuals will just not get it. They respond to trigger words, and we'll go more into that later on in the video. Anyways, in 2021, he gains popularity by bankrolling these advertising campaigns, especially on Breitbart. It seemed like almost every article with a green text was Ramaswamy says this, Ramaswamy says that. Also, eventually on Fox News. And Woke Inc., which I read last year, it's a snooze fest of a book. It's pretty embarrassing. Just a dispassionate list of these companies that waste money on the ESG and whatnot. Although, if you have the ability to consider, are these corporations about profit any longer, or are they specifically agents of a corrupt agenda? Maybe we're beyond, whoa, it was go woke, go broke. That's a bit of a misconception, even if a stock will take a dive here or there. How much is it really concerning the CEOs that they might be losing money if they are doing their part, their puppet role in advancing various things within the culture war? So that requires more consideration, but it reads like someone who started watching Dave Rubin in 2020. So he describes himself as a classical liberal. Haha, imagine that. He tells his employees that the tragic death of George Floyd must be remembered, and we need to make changes in our system. He's supportive of Juneteenth, I believe. So this is all America first for you. He suggests that the founding fathers were strong supporters of diversity. This was his argument for a while. And he even strongly implies that the founding fathers enacted the 14th Amendment, which is kind of a joke because if you know your history, the founding fathers were all dead when the 14th Amendment came into being. The 14th Amendment was only put in place because of a lot of coercion and threatening of certain states and political actors. I don't believe the founders would have supported it because the 14th Amendment pretty much destroyed the concept of America as a constitutional republic. As the constitutional conservative experts will always say, we're not a democracy, we're a constitutional republic. Okay. Well, with all that being said, once he delved more into the medley of the Republican primary, he realized, oh, these boomer conservatives, they hear diversity and they think more black people or woke or AOC. And so he, no, we need unity. We need unity. And he goes on the Jordan Peterson show. And his next book, what is it? A Nation of Victims. No one can write it this well. Everything aligns perfectly. And we have to give them credit. This is fantastic. Moving into some of his policy positions, I will say just briefly, I get a kind of Pete Buttigieg from 2020 vibe. Like he's the young dude who's supposed to inspire everyone. In fact, you will see boomers. I even had a couple boomers tell me this in person. Well, that's when I just start tuning them out. They're like, he's going to be our Kennedy, except they won't be able to call him racist. He really takes on the racist left. All right, dudes, whatever. I don't even interact with boomer conservatives anymore. I'll just, yeah, oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, hopefully the Republicans win next time. Yeah. So he wants to shut down the FBI and then replace it with another FBI, essentially. That's another big claim. There was some LARPing on Twitter about you could use an executive order to just do away with the FBI. I'm pretty sure that would run up against some kind of legal blockade because Congress funds the FBI. But I guess this is the stuff you have to proclaim if you're a politician because it'll rile up all the folks. I still would be interested to see, I know you can't be truly unbiased, but a breakdown of how much the DOJ or the FBI, are they truly violating the law when they're going after these Trump associates? Or is it just that maybe Trump is surrounded by a bunch of corrupt people? Because they always say, oh, they've got nothing, they've got nothing. There's a new example. Well, this is technically a violation of the law. Oh, no, it's a scam. Oh, they're doing that. It's still, I mean, dude, in the end, you ever reached a point where the law doesn't matter because it's all subjective based upon if they're going for this person or that. So, yeah, they should have gotten Hillary, I suppose. It's all a mess. That's why I'm largely apolitical. Anyway, what's our next iteration of this dude? He's tired of elected leaders who are conflating border security with legal immigration, and he understands the desperation of thousands of migrants. Yeah, he said on multiple occasions he wants more immigrants like his parents, so insert South Asia, probably unlimited visa caps. So he'd be a good fan of Mike Lee in that regard. We need meritocracy. As long as you just want to work and make money, that's all the country's about. So, kind of your par for course. America First is about preserving the capitalist system of the Bush era, I suppose. But don't ruffle too many feathers. Don't change the system. Don't actually preserve the heritage stock of the country. Native Americans, like Indians, is what I mean, of course, because those are different Indians. You know, you guys really need to look up on your geography. It's embarrassing. Let's see what else is in the mix here. Okay, so this is probably his best position. I will give him credit for it. He wants voting requirements for 18 to 25 years old, and this would mean a civics exam that naturalized citizens take or serve in the armed forces. There was something else about being a firefighter or a cop that would also qualify you. Take a look at this tweet because it goes back to that trying to pander towards low IQ people. The Constitution does not expressly guarantee universal voting. This is intentional. We live in a constitutional republic, not a direct democracy. Oh my God. The 14th Amendment specifically distinguishes, the immunities of citizenship from the privileges of citizenship. Well, it's called the 26th Amendment. They said you couldn't discriminate on the basis of age. That's what gave folks at 18 years old. And he says you can't do it with an executive order. You have to use a constitutional amendment. Well, you're not going to do that. Maybe the Constitutional Convention, but if they hold a convention, it could easily backfire given how some of the states are tilting now. Nevertheless, I'd like to just see how it would play out. It would be interesting. Yet to be deliberately ignorant of this stuff, like the 26th Amendment, to not be aware of the fact that it's more or less legal precedent, you cannot establish tests because they said, oh, it discriminates against black people back in the day. So is he serious? He went to Yale Law School. He's not a stupid guy. Why is he trying to toss this red meat? I guess that's, you got to follow the Trump message. Oh, it doesn't matter if it's only 5% true because a lot of the people that are eating it up can't tell the difference. And certainly, you'll see this. It's throughout politics. You know that chain email that says if you serve one term in Congress, you get unlimited salary and benefits for life? That is not true. But I've seen people in both parties just repeat it as though it's facts. I've had people in person tell me that. It's like, no, look up how FERS works. Before that, it was CSRS. No, they don't have some special thing. If you could serve 2 years in Congress and get 175K plus health benefits for the rest of your life, do you really think people would stick around that long? No. If you're smart, you just get in 2 years and you go off into the sunset. You have to be an idiot to stay for 20 years in politics. So it is what it is. That comes back to the point, and maybe in a way Ramaswamy's right in doing this because you would have slightly higher IQ people, perhaps. A lot of military folks, that's questionable. There's no way the Democrats are going to come to the table and agree to eliminate millions who would very likely vote for them as an 18 to 21 year or 18 to 25 years old. They're not going to do that. So it's one of those, oh, here's a great idea that won't go into effect unless you do it probably in a top down manner. And that's what I fear with most of these candidates. They're not serious. They don't understand the Aufnahmsfall, I think that was the term, the state of exception, which that would have to, at some level, occur if you want to change anything. This is not going to be changed. You might get, if you eliminate the filibuster, you might get some moderate nibbling type reforms. You're not going to get a constitutional amendment that in any way turns the clock back to the state legislatures choosing senators or all that. It's not going to occur. There's too much power vested in low IQ people voting. And so a lot of this is just theater and entertainment to make boomer conservatives feel as though they still have a stake in the system. So I will say that's his best policy position. Now, I have not been able to confirm this if it's real that he opposes being illegal to be part of BDS, but this was not sourced, as I understand specifically. So if he were to, which probably won't happen, but if he gets more popularity with the primary voters, he will very likely shift towards, oh yeah, we have to make it illegal if you are against Care Bear Land. Now, let me make one final point before wrapping up. Ramaswamy concerns me for this reason in particular. You notice that during the pandemic, finally, a lot of right wing people began questioning corporate America, in particular, Big Pharma. Many were hesitant about getting the booty shot, the pincushion. And here, riding on a nice anti woke horse, is the diversity Kennedy who can tell you, oh, no, it's good. See, I was a farmer executive, but I'm one of the good guys. Remember, he was advising Ohio, which Ohio, even though it had a Republican governor, was pretty strict on their approaches. So, there again, if he is on board with the establishment narrative about the injection, about the lockdowns, can you trust him that he's going around being Mr. Freedom Advocate, or is he designed to get those individuals who are skeptical back on the plantation? It's okay. Just work hard and take the drugs and then get on Medicare and keep paying to the system. Maybe I'm being too cynical. Like I said, he's not a stupid guy, but he just seems to be pandering a lot. And I have to wonder if he gets in power, which probably won't occur, how much is he just going to be ensuring business as usual? Bush era Republicanism and nothing less. Let me know what you think. Are you voting for him? Do you even know who he is? I think in many cases the answer is going to be no, but I'd just be curious.